In this video, I'm going to show you 5 simple things that you can do to start sounding more natural when speaking Brazilian Portuguese. Olá pessoal, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about some minor adjustments that you can make to your Brazilian Portuguese so that you can start sounding more natural, more fluent. And being aware of these things will also help you understand Brazilians a bit better. I always talk about how conventional coursebooks will normally teach you a more formal Portuguese that doesn't always reflect how Brazilians speak in real life. In Brazilian Portuguese, there's a big difference between formal and informal register, and that applies to both writing and speaking. So it's important to know what some of these key differences are, because if you speak like a conventional coursebook will tell you to speak, the chances are you will sound quite formal. We're going to have a look at a simple dialogue and then make some adjustments so that it reflects a more natural way of speaking. So this is the context. We're in Copacabana and Jane here is visiting from England. She's on holiday, she speaks a bit of Portuguese and she's not feeling very well. She wants to go to a pharmacy to buy some medicine. These two women here, let's say Lisa and Lucy, are also tourists. They speak a bit of Portuguese as well. They notice that Jane might be in need of some help. Lucy asks Jane, "Oi, você está bem? Você precisa de ajuda?" Have a look at this and see if you can spot things that we can change to reflect a more natural way of speaking. I'll give you 5 seconds. So the first thing we can do here is to shorten the word você. Very often you hear Brazilians saying cê. And here in the second question, we can actually drop it completely to avoid repetition. So the second thing that we can change here is the verb estar. It's also very often shortened as well. Brazilians will often drop the first part, the es bit. So now we can see the revised line. You can repeat after me. Oi, você tá bem? Precisa de ajuda? So Jane replies, "Sim, há uma farmácia perto daqui, por favor?" See if you can spot 2 things that we can change. 5 seconds. The first thing here is the use of sim when answering a question. There's nothing wrong with it. It means yes. But very often Brazilians will answer using the verb that was in the question and conjugate it with eu. In this case, the verb precisar, to need. Conjugated with eu is preciso. This will be the equivalent of saying I do. The second thing here is the verb haver. Yes, the verb haver can be used as there is and there are, but it does sound quite formal. Instead, Brazilians will use the verb ter, conjugated in the third person singular, tem, to mean there is, there are. So the revised line, preciso. Tem uma farmácia perto daqui, por favor? And then Lucy says, desculpa, nós não somos daqui. 5 seconds to spot one change. Instead of nós, it's extremely common for Brazilians to use the noun phrase a gente, literally the people, when they mean we. And because gente is a singular noun, the verb that follows needs to be conjugated in the third person singular. In this case, the verb ser, conjugated in the third person singular, is é. So, repeat after me. Desculpa, A gente não é daqui. And then Lisa says, ah, tudo bem, obrigada. And here's a bonus tip. Very often Brazilians will drop the first O in obrigado or obrigada, if said by a woman, sounding like brigado, or in this case, brigada. So repeat after me. Ah, tudo bem, brigada. So a quick recap. Você often becomes se, and in some cases is dropped before the verb. The conjugation of the verb estar in all tenses is often shortened by dropping the es part of it, the first syllable. When answering a question, instead of yes, you can conjugate the verb that was in the question with eu. You can use tem to mean there is, there are. You can use a gente instead of nós. And the bonus tip was to drop the O in obrigado or obrigada, becoming brigado and brigada. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Muito obrigado. Até a próxima.